Relax.
Yeah, there's cocoa out there.
You're supposed to walk in front of us and throw Roosevelt.
It was very good, yeah. Very good. Sorry, we'll be starting in just a moment. Okay, so the whole council is here, so would everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. It's amazing, but it seems like a completely different Pledge of Allegiance from up here than it does from over there. No. First of all, let me just read that pursuant to Section 5, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, this is to state for the record that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the public by posting and maintaining the annual notice of the regular meetings on the bulletin board in the municipal building and providing a copy of the annual notice of the regular meetings for the year 2015 to the Glen paper, The Voice, the Montclair Times, and the Star Ledger on January 7th, 2015, and by filing said notice in the office of the municipal clerk. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Okay, thank you, Council President. Councilperson Patrick?
Here.
Vasovich?
Here.
Dawson?
Here.
Murphy?
Here.
Morrow?
Here.
Mayor Hughes is absent. Council President Lefkowitz is
Here.
present. Council President, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Now, could I have a motion, please, to approve the minutes of our November 23rd meeting? So moved. Thank you, Stuart. Seconded by Councilman Dawson. Any comment on the minutes? No.
Councilperson Patrick?
Aye.
Vasovich?
Aye.
Dawson?
Aye.
Murphy?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
President Lefkowitz?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion is carried.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Rohal, do we have any written communications?
Yes, we do, Mr. President. Received a letter from the Department of Law and Public Safety informing us that we received a grant for $165,650 for a generator for the municipal complex. Received a letter from the Department of Economic Development from Essex County informing us that we received an award of $40,000 to the Community Development Block Grant Program to fund the borough's ADA street ramp improvements. Received notice from the Essex County Utility Authorities on our dumping fees for 2016. I'm pleased to report that the fee for residential garbage will be going down $2 a ton. And finally, we received a letter from the Passaic River Coalition reviewing projects that the coalition is working on. Okay, that concludes correspondence, Council President.
Thank you very much. Just curious, tipping fees going down even by $2 a ton, is that unusual?
It's been the type 13 or the bulk waste has been going up, but for the last couple of years, through the contracts that the authority has, the residential rate has been basically holding or even decreasing. So
That's certainly welcome.
it saves us about $8,000 to $10,000 next year.
Very nice. So this is the first opportunity in the meeting for comments of the public. I see some of the public is here represented. If anyone would like to speak, please approach the microphone and state your name, and let's hear what you have to say.
Hello, my name is Edward Kastenmeyer, and I live at 139 Ridgewood Avenue. And on behalf of some of the residents in that community, we wanted to bring up the issue of, it feels to us like there is more traffic coming down Washington now that there's a grocery store at the foot of the hill near the Bloomfield train station. And we've and I live right on that corner. I've seen a number of the...
And I live in the middle of Washington Street.
And...
You see traffic going up and down.
Right.
I'm sorry, and you
My name is Marion Tandé, and I live at 237 Washington Street. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us. And I live at 237 Washington Street, right in the middle of the road, between the hillside and is it hillside? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so I think what we just wanted to bring up was, are there things we could do to slow the traffic down? We realize that's a main thoroughfare, that cars will be traveling from Montclair down to Bloomfield and back again. But both of the speed bumps along Washington Street feel to me fairly flat. You can drive over them at a fair clip, and they don't, and it doesn't,
You ride
you know.
around, we go them at 50 miles an hour without hitting bottom.
You did that? And you're saying that in front of the chief of police?
Sorry.
I don't know this moment.
My husband just did it tonight before he knew I was going to
Any-
come here, so he did it tell us real quick.
Yeah, exactly. It was recent. Anyway, but I think the question we wanted to raise, we don't know the solutions to how to slow traffic down, but we think it might be a good idea, particularly at that intersection. I've seen a number of,
Yeah.
a number of accidents have ended up in our yard. And so it's just something that we thought we wanted to bring to your attention.
They roll into his yard. And yeah, so that would be great. Even I was thinking just the marking. Sorry. Even just the marking of them, they're so old. I think they were put 9 years ago, if I remember. I looked a bit at the history of when they were put in. And the marking is already gone, so you don't even see them.
Right.
They even like paint them. I mean, some even like preventive, like immediate measure, just a visual cue that they would be here. And it's known, I think, to the town that people fly through Washington Street because there is always often a police man waiting there for people to fly by. And so we have children around living.
Yeah, we have looked at a number of the streets that are going to run from east to west across Ridgewood and have reached out to Montclair to also have police cars monitoring for speeding traffic.
Yeah, it's great.
Our own force is doing that in Glen Ridge, and Chief, you want to report on what we've done in that regard with Montclair?
Yes, absolutely. I think that one of the things we've noted this year is that we are receiving and responding to a lot of complaints from residents who believe that speeds are picking back up in town. At the police department, we pretty much have a mechanism set in place whereby we'll check and see if there was a traffic study done in the last 2 years, which I'm going to go with, and no on Washington Street, the last two. But it is a street that's often monitored by the officers, like a few other streets in the south end of town, Lincoln being one of them. It's apparent that cars are moving at a faster pace. We also have the crossing post at Hillside and Washington, of course, when school's open, where we have a crossing guard, so we try to monitor it more closely. So typically what we would do at this point, besides, I heard one of the things that you said is looking at the traffic calming measures just to see if, due to time and age, they need to be looked at, but also to do another traffic survey on the street. Let's see how fast cars are moving, at what times of the day, what's the best time for enforcement, and then also enforce it. So although it's ongoing, and what we can freshen it up by getting a new study done, for sure.
And if I could add about the height of the speed bumps, that's all regulated by the New Jersey Department of Transportation. So you really, because of emergency vehicles, there are restrictions on how high we could have a speed bump. They used to be called speed bumps, they're really illegal now. So generally we could look at, once we get the data, I'm also a borough engineer, once we receive the data, we could look, speed bumps usually work better in series of them rather than one or two isolated. No, but one or two by each other. They're far apart, because the reason for that was more to, at that time we were having an intersection, we had an intersection problem there, because during the morning hours when you're going eastbound, you're almost blinded. So what we wanted to do was remind drivers to slow down before that intersection, because we had I believe two children were hit there back 10 years ago. And so that was the main reason for that, rather than a speed deterrent. Yeah. And so what we could do after the study, two things we had to see with the study, how high the speeds are over the 85th percentile. And the second thing is to see that the traffic doesn't exceed 3,500 cars per day, because if it does, then we have to go to the Department of Transportation for permission. So we just beat it. I remember the traffic counts, we were less than at 3,500 at that time. So Chief, if you could get that done sooner than later, we appreciate that.
By the way, Washington Street.
Chief, I would suggest that, because there's a radar unit down in Bloomfield which sets off the radar detector do it east, strike that, west of Hillside, it might be a better indicator as to, because folks that have radar detectors are going to be speeding anyway,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's a natural deterrent for them when that starts going on.
By the way, Washington Street is a town or a
It's a
county?
town, it's a town. The other problem we have with speed bumps, we'll have to get permission from Montclair and Bloomfield since both of those connect to it. So there's some regulations that we'll have to follow that the Department of Transportation has set up.
But to paint them, that's something.
Well, the painting we could do, that's fine. If we have,
I know Montclair does, I know by the Montclair pool. Is that
Council-
I live on Washington
lives
Street
on
too.
Oh, yeah.
So I know, yeah, and driving, so I appreciate what you're saying and all the accidents there too. And I know Montclair does do a pretty good job in certain bumps of really pointing out. I don't know if it actually slows you down, but at least it highlights it.
And Upper Mountains.
And is it Upper Mountain by the pool? Yeah, I mean, that's a,
It's not a,
those are high, I agree with you. Those are much higher than,
You have to slow down with those.
yeah.
You do.
And I don't know, obviously they have a community pool there and playground and tennis courts. But we have, I agree, yes. The kids crossing to go to Linden there, yeah, no,
Well, thank you both very much for those
Yeah,
comments. I
thank
think
you.
that's
Thank you
an
for
important issue,
speaking
so we
up.
have some things that we can
Yeah.
follow up on.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public? You, sir, please come up.
Good evening, Alan Rieger, 46 Essex Avenue. I just wanted to give a brief statement to the council and also to follow up with you all. As you know, we share a similar concern on Essex Avenue, and recently the main concern is whether or not striping would be the best answer for Essex Avenue and traffic calming measures. We did present a similar defense in opposition of striping to the Bloomfield Council recently at their most recent meeting. And during that meeting, Mayor Venezia apprised us of a meeting that we understand is going to occur between possibly the engineers of the town and possibly some council members as well. I'm not sure exactly what he meant, but I just wanted to clarify whether that was going to be a meeting, whether it was a closed meeting, and if there's any updates from Mr. Rohal or any of the council members.
yeah, as of this time, we have not established a meeting date. Providing the Bloomfield administrator as well as the Bloomfield engineer, and also Mayor Businessman wants to be present, as well as myself as both engineer and administrator. So due to travel schedules, we've been unable to set a date.
Okay.
But there is an email, and I'm sure, Alan, you saw it today because you emailed the follow-up to everything
Correct.
today. Right. You've been very diligent about all that. But the administrator from Bloomfield said, I think he reassured you that nothing will happen until after the borough meets with their people as well. And that's
Sure.
going to happen after the first of the year.
Okay.
So, I was happy to see that he put in black and white that absolutely nothing will happen
Mhm.
until we meet. So you can rest assured of that.
Is that a meeting we could make open to the public, or is that a?
Yeah, it would certainly be open to the public, John, right? It would- But
Be during,
if
most
we had
likely
a
during the
quorum of
workday.
people from the council, then there would be a sunshine law situation.
Yeah.
But this is my 2 cents, I think. It would be better to let the two boroughs meet privately and then follow up first. Because I think this is probably going to work its way out to your satisfaction.
Great. And, just for the record, we do want to state that we all, we're very concerned about traffic on Essex Avenue. It's not that we want traffic volume and speeding to continue. It's just that we feel as though a different approach might be the more appropriate one.
Yeah, Alan, just to make it clear, I'm not trying to exclude anyone, but sometimes things get done better when there's a small group of people that are making the decision.
I just,
Of course, of
from your
course.
observations though, since the street's been redone, and it's actually a little bit narrow, but it's no longer striped. As speed increases, it stayed the same, has it decreased?
Well, it's difficult for me to say because I live on the very end on the corner of Essex and Benson. We do have some people in the audience who might be able to speak a little bit more knowledgeably about that. They live more toward the center of the road. But from my perspective, people are still running the stop signs, but that's not a real striping issue. That's just a simple fact that they're running the stop signs.
That's just stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
did traffic, the amount of traffic on the street increase after they narrowed Bloomfield Avenue? No, Broad Street?
Well,
I mean, that's what kicked the traffic down.
that's the anecdotal statements from most of the residents who have been there for a while, that they have noticed, again, this is anecdotal, but they have noticed an increase in the traffic since the completion of the Broad Street streetscape, which I believe was sometime around 2014.
Just so it coincides that Broad Street finished.
Sorry, just so that we can organize this, if you'd like to come up to the microphone and state your name, please.
Sherry Landis, 126 Essex. All I wanted to say is very quickly that I think it just coincided that Broad Street finished and Essex got paved, and it was like, ta-da. I don't think I've noticed anybody going any faster than they did when I first moved in. There seems to be more cars, though. You know, I know when I back out to take my son to school in the mornings, there just seems to be more cars, as you would imagine, because the road's nicer now, you know? And we're looking forward to having more trees on there, too, because a lot of trees got taken down on Essex Ave. It's funny because I Google Earthed my own address, and I looked down the street one way and down the street the other way, and I noticed what a difference how different it looks since the trees have been taken down. There's a marked difference, so looking forward to those growing back. So thank you for the trees that we did get. That's all.
Keep them water.
Thank you.
Yeah, please water them.
Thank you. Are there any other comments of the public? Welcome, Ms. Eustine.
Jackie Eustine, 326 Washington Street. We just all must be having a little conference today. I bring holiday greetings from the county. I just want to remind everyone that the zoo is open every evening from 5 on. They have an extraordinary light show. This year it's larger than ever. And the giraffe compound has been finished, and they have lighted giraffes until we get the real ones. But they have about 4 giraffes that are there. They're all lit up. And also, over the holidays, if you wanted to show your child a castle, Kip's Castle is open for touring, and it's all decorated for Christmas. And it's a kind of a fun trip for kids. I remember when my kids were young, I took them, and they felt very medieval.
Beautiful view of Manhattan.
That is, it is.
Well, that sounds terrific. Thank you very
So
much.
there are things to do over the holiday in Essex County.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that concludes the comments of the public. As far as comments of the council president, first of all, our Mayor Peter Hughes is almost at the end of his accumulated terms of service to the borough of Glen Ridge. His last meeting will be on January 4th, when the reins will be passed over to Mayor-elect Stuart Patrick. So I'd like to anticipate that a little bit just by thanking Peter for the extraordinary service that he has shown to Glen Ridge over the years. It's really been remarkable, and I think the town has done very well by it. I also would like to commend and congratulate Chief Byron Lagatuda for the service and dedication of the police officers of Glen Ridge, who before this meeting were given PBA awards. And there were a number of awards for specific acts of just remarkable initiative and energy in apprehending suspects and anticipating and responding to crime. And it really, for me, reinforced the sense of satisfaction with Glen Ridge and, the sort of peacefulness that we can enjoy living here, in part because of that service and that dedication and that initiative and energy, which were really spotlighted by the stories behind these awards. So thank you very much, Chief, on behalf of the mayor and the council. I should note that there's been a rise in burglaries of unlocked cars, which perhaps you'll have a chance to mention during your remarks. So I'll only comment: lock your cars. As noted previously, or maybe not noted previously, but the next scheduled meeting for December 28th has been canceled. So the next meeting after this one will be in the new year, January 4th. Those are my only comments. So now we will suspend the regular order of business to conduct the second of two public hearings on suggested application projects for the 2016 Community Development Block Grant Program.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, anybody has a suggestion or recommendation for the CDBG program, that's Community Development Block Grant Program? We'll be taking any type of request. This program deals specifically with assistance to seniors, infrastructure projects, ADA improvements, or aid to low, moderate income areas. So at this time, we would ask any resident who has a recommendation to come up to the microphone and address the council. Okay.
Looks like nobody wants to be heard in that topic, so.
And then Council President, staff recommendation, if there was no recommendations from the citizens to utilize the funding for next year for ADA ramp improvements.
Certainly, and that is on our agenda.
And that concludes the hearing for the CDBG program.
Thank you very much. So I will now turn the meeting to Councilman Patrick and the Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you, Council President. The Finance and Administration Committee has no formal report this evening, but we have an ordinance and 3 resolutions. I have ordinance number 1635 for final reading. This is an ordinance establishing titles for non-union and other employees of the Borough of Glen Ridge and fixing the 2016 maximum annual salaries and other compensations for those titles.
Mr. President, this is state for the record that this ordinance has been properly posted and advertised in accordance with the state statute.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone to second this ordinance? Thank you very much, Paul. So the ordinance has been moved and seconded. Is there any?
Public hearing, public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, so I declare this meeting open for discussion of ordinance number 1635, this being the time and place for a public hearing on this ordinance. There being no comments, I declare the hearing closed.
Council President, I move this ordinance be finally passed.
Thank you. So you've heard the motion of Councilperson Patrick, seconded, I believe, by Councilman Lisovich. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilperson Patrick?
Aye.
Lisovich?
Aye.
Dawson?
Aye.
Murphy?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
President Lefkowitz?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The ordinance is passed on final reading.
Council President, I have resolution number 136-15. Be it resolved that the following claims be approved and warrants be drawn for the same. We have a current grant fund total of $788,719. And be it resolved that the Chief Financial Officer Treasurer of the Borough of Glen Ridge is hereby authorized to issue the payroll for the employees of the Borough of Glen Ridge for the pay date of December 14th, 2015. I move the resolution.
Thank you very much. Paul is seconding that. So, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilperson Patrick?
Aye.
Lisovich?
Aye.
Dawson? Aye. Murphy?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
President Lefkowitz?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
Council President, I have resolution number 13715. This is a resolution that authorizes salaries for exempt employees. Whereas ordinance number 1635, an ordinance adopted December 14, 2015, adopted titles for the exempt employees of the Borough of Glen Ridge and fixed maximum salaries and other compensations for those titles. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and the Council of the Borough of Glen Ridge that the following positions shall receive the listed compensations for the year 2016 or until revised by ordinance or resolution as follows. And if anybody is interested, I am sure this is posted on the website, so we're not going to read what all these compensation levels are. I move the resolution.
Thank you very much. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Paul. Any comments on this? I actually just have one question. Can you explain briefly, Mr. Rohal, why it's necessary to have both an ordinance and a resolution on this topic?
The ordinance says the maximum salary we could pay an employee in a certain position, and the resolution sets it for the next year, for the year. So by the way the state statute reads, you have to have both the ordinance and the resolution.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion of this?
So we're setting the salaries for next year's people.
That's great. And just for everybody's benefit, it's generally a 2% increase across the board for the exempt employees.
Right. Okay, please call the roll.
Councilperson Patrick?
Aye.
Wasovich?
Aye.
Dawson? Aye. Murphy?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
President Lefkowitz?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
Finally, I have resolution number 138-15. Be it resolved that the following appropriation transfers be made in the 2015 current budget effective December 15, 2015. This is just a line item transfers from one line item to another. They both zero out at $55,524.22.
Very good. Can I get a second of this resolution?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Any discussion of this resolution? If not, please call the roll.
Councilperson Patrick?
Aye.
Wasovich?
Aye.
Dawson? Aye. Murphy?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
President Lefkowitz?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
That completes my remarks for this evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. Mr. Lisovich.
Sure, Council President, I would echo your comments. As the police commissioner, it was very exciting and rewarding to watch the awards that were handed out to the many police officers who really do a fantastic job for our borough. Just got phenomenal force, and I think the chief should be commended for that because it all begins at the top. So thank you.
Very much so.
Anyway, my only one item is a liquor license application, resolution number 139-15. So I move to have a ABC application submitted by the Women's Club of Glen Ridge for a social fair permit for a calendar raffle this year to be approved.
Very good.
I move the resolution.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Any discussion?
Very
Please
straightforward.
call the roll.
Councilperson Patrick?
Aye.
Wasovich?
Aye.
Dawson? Aye. Murphy? Morrow?
Aye.
President Lefkowitz?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Community Affairs and Public Relations Committee, I have no report this evening, so I will pass the meeting on to Mr. Dawson.
I have a brief report about the Public Works Group. Parks crew has been preparing the parks and fields for winter. The borough properties are being cleared of leaves and debris. Mechanics are going through all of our snow removal equipment and making final preparations for winter. Additionally, we took delivery of our new Toro tractor. This tractor will serve as a mower in the summer months and a snowcat for plowing and snowing with a snow thrower in the wintertime. So we're replacing our 2004 Toro Groundmaster, which has done yeoman service, and this new one is more capable, and hopefully we won't use it to plow snow this winter.
Hopefully not.
We also have the brine tank is full.
to say the last, the last time I was at the town yard for electronic recycling, it's a very impressive looking assortment of equipment we've got now in comparison to what you would have seen just a couple of years ago.
We've been, I mean, the stuff is, we're keeping it in good shape, and we get a lot of years out of the stuff by taking good care of it, so, you know, hopefully we won't be plowing too much stuff.
Hopefully.
You never know.
Not if things keep on as they are.
One other thing before I have a couple of resolutions here. The Freeman Gardens Group, along with the Kiwanis Club and the Key Club, did a cleanup last Saturday with Freeman Gardens. And we had the support of the town with the big leaf machine. So we just had to push the stuff out onto this margin between the curb and the thing, and then the town came by with that leaf machine and picked it all up. So Freeman Garden is all cleaned up, and we had a good turnout, and we made paper with a bunch of the Key Club kids.
Very nice.
That was nice.
Who was that on the front page of the local paper with the beard and the
I'll never tell. It was fun, though.
Yes, Virginia.
Yeah. I have two resolutions. Resolution number 140-15, Borough of Glen Ridge is participating municipality in the Essex County Community Development Block Grant Program, and whereas the Borough of Glen Ridge desires to request funding under the CDBG program year 16. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of Glen Ridge does hereby authorize the Director of Planning and Development to submit an application for funding under the Essex County Community Block Development Grant Program for the following projects by priority. Priority number 1 is handicap ramp improvements throughout the borough roadways, the amount of $40,000. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Council President, I offer the resolution.
Thank you very much. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Paul. Any discussion of the Community Development Block Grant resolution? There being none, please call the roll.
Councilperson Patrick?
Aye.
Pasovich?
Aye.
Dawson?
Aye.
Murphy?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
President Lefkowitz?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
This resolution is number 141-15. The resolution is approval to execute a grant agreement with the State of New Jersey Office of Emergency Management for the installation of the generator for the municipal building complex. Now therefore be it resolved, the Borough Council and the Borough of Glen Ridge formally approves the grant agreement for the staging project, and that the Borough Administrator is hereby authorized to sign the grant agreement on behalf of the Borough of Glen Ridge. Our signature constitutes acceptance of the terms and conditions of the grant agreement and approves the execution of the grant agreement. This generator will be able to support the entire municipal complex, including the library, and maintain as a, basically as a heat and maritime refuge should power go out in the rest of the town. And it also will support the police department. We have a smaller generator now that's going to be taken from there down to the town yard now, enable us to run the town yard with that, but the police department will be on this bigger generator now. So that, do we have a date yet when, or is that going out for bid yet?
No, it's occurred. We're meeting on Wednesday with representatives of state police, and I plan to put out for bid in early January, because we're going to be some lead time for the generator, so we won't probably break ground until the spring of next year.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a tremendous benefit for the town the next time there's an emergency, which we know will happen eventually. So the resolution's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Paul. Any further discussion of this resolution? No?
That's a great development.
Oh, yeah.
I think what's really going to help us besides operationally, one of the problems we had in emergency management is before an event, we can never let residents know where the cooling or heating centers are going to be because we had to wait till power was out to be able to communicate. So now before an event, we could announce that we'll have cooling centers or warming centers, whatever the case may be. utilizing both the library and the municipal building. So besides operations, I think it's going to help well with our emergency planning. And just mentioned, we've been working on this grant for about 2 years.
Yes, congratulations.
So we're very pleased with it.
Well done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and then we have Councilperson Patrick.
Aye.
Pasovich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
President Lefkowitz.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
I'd like to offer resolution number 142-15. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Glen Ridge that ordinance number 1616, capital appropriations, be canceled as of December 15th, 2015.
Thank you. Can I get a second for this
Second.
resolution? Thank you, Dan. Michael, could you just recap for everyone
Yes.
the
There was just a-
background to this resolution?
Easy. It was just a duplication of authorization of grant funds that we received from the Department of Transportation. So the same funds were appropriated in line in 1626, so it's just a duplication.
Clean up.
Yep. Okay. Councilperson Patrick.
Aye.
Pasovich.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Dawson.
Yes, aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And President Lefkowitz.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
That concludes my report and resolutions.
Councilman Dawson, thank you very much. Now, Councilman Murphy.
Yes, Council President Lefkowitz, really nothing to report. As you know, the Ashenfelter Classic on Thanksgiving morning went off really, really well. We had a record number of participants, and thanks goes out to the Public Works Department and also the Police Department for providing a safe course. The additional security, because it's considered to be a quote-unquote soft target, was very much appreciated by the participants, and the bumps and big dogs we had. Police men on top of roofs and undercover guys inside the gymnasium, making sure that everybody was safe, and the presence of the Greenwich Police Department was profound. It made for a safe event. Under the fields, as Councilperson Dawson noted, that they are been put to rest for the rest of the season, the winter, so the fields won't be used that much. We did remedy the make for a safer playing surface for prudent gardens, for the prudent tennis courts, I should say. And that project was completed to the satisfaction of the folks that use that tennis facility. Beyond that, I don't have much further to add, except that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Councilman. Councilwoman Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I have just briefly, much anticipated and awaited community meeting on Mountainside will be held tomorrow here at the council chambers. Representatives from the hospital as well as H2M will be here. It's the first meeting for Glen Ridge residents post the development plan getting launched. There will be a pre-meeting at 7 o'clock here for Laurel Place residents too. There is data on the traffic study. The raw data is available on the borough website, and it runs through each of the intersections that were studied, times, and raw data of the traffic patterns. And I believe H2M and the traffic engineers will be there to give some analysis of that data tomorrow night. And that's here at 7:30.
I think the tab 12.
Tab 12 is the Laurel Police one, but it goes through, it's very detailed, and it will be helpful to have them here to explain it, because, and that's all I have. So tomorrow, if anyone is interested, it will be the first meeting on Mountainside redevelopment. This is the construction of the medical offices on the site of the former Mountainside Nursing School on Bay Avenue across from the hospital.
Thank you very much. So now it's time for comments of the administrator.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. I'm pleased to report that the State Historic Preservation Office approved our road project that was delayed this year because of the site's improvement. And we're going to be putting that in January, and hopefully that'll start in early spring. When winter doesn't end, we may be able to proceed with the project in January. Also, we've heard, but have not received any official word from New Jersey Transit, that the outbound stairs are going to be replaced, which will require closure. And we heard December 28th. We reached out to New Jersey Transit for specific information, duration, how the logistics with the jitney, just for commuters in general. And we're waiting that reply. As soon as we do hear something, we post it both on our webpage and sending out emails on how the logistics are going to be worked out during the project.
And just anecdotally, as I was getting off the train tonight to come here, one of the conductors was announcing the same to the Glen people getting off, that they anticipated the stairs being repaired and they'd be closed in
Correct.
the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so we're going to have to work out a detour plan for basically the jitney and let commuters know how they're going to be impacted. You would have to go down, I hope you would have to go down to the Glen.
Through the Glen.
You'll have to go towards.
It's going to be a pretty wide
Yeah.
detour. Hopefully it won't last
And
too
then,
long.
of course,
Hopefully
too,
they'll
if we
hold
have,
the train.
that's true. And then, of course, if we have inclement weather, there's going to be responsibilities of public works to keep those walkways
Right.
clean, so.
Right.
It's,
But
What about putting a jitney at the Bloomfield train station instead and carrying
we
people?
may be able, that's why we need to,
Because that's so close by.
yeah. We need to work the specifics out with New Jersey Transit, that may be one of theirs. But for some of the commuters who have their car parked on Ridgewood Avenue, they're still going to have to, they're going to have to walk through the Glen to come back. So we just want to inform people what they may expect.
So they don't have an actual date.
Well, I heard December 28th, but that's coming from,
Yeah,
social media, not official.
yeah.
But if it is, it's not giving us much time to alert residents and also, like I said, determine if we're going to go to the Bloomfield. We actually would have to coordinate that with Bloomfield. We're going to set our jitneys down there, as well as letting all our parkers know on Ridgewood Avenue. So once we know, we'll let you know. So that concludes my report.
thank you very much.
I have a
Chief?
Thank you. As you mentioned earlier, we did see in the last 3 weeks a rise in the number of vehicles that are being entered, mostly during the nighttime hours. Typically, if we would remind you to keep your car closed, a lot of people keep a lot of valuable items in their vehicle, but if it is locked, we have not had a car broken into yet. Typically, in the middle of the night, the subjects that are breaking into your cars want to be very quiet. So we're asking the public, if you see anything suspicious, if you're out and about or walking your dog, or you see lights go on that may be motion sensor, please give us a call at the police desk at 973-748-5400 with any observations that you do make, and also just to keep your vehicles and your homes locked. And again, just to thank everybody tonight for allowing the officers and the civilian members of the department to receive their awards. Tonight, they got to receive awards for, what a lot of people joined the police work for catching the bad guys and doing the fun stuff. But I was so proud of the department for really engaging, other than that, in all of the other areas, traffic calming, traffic enforcement, engaging with the youth in the community of Glen Ridge this year. All the officers have really stepped up, and very proud of them. So thanks again for letting us celebrate them here tonight.
Tell them about the Zoo Foundation and what the results were.
Well, that's right. So we did have, last month, thank you, the month of November, we had the No Shade November for the police officers. If any of you saw them out and around town, they were looking, well, they weren't looking scraggly. We made them keep them neat, but at the beginning of it, it actually came from inside the police department. One of our sergeants asked if we could do it as a fundraiser for the Robert Suter Foundation. Sergeant Suter is one of our retired members of the department who passed away in 2009. And his wife is also a member of the law enforcement community, was the recipient tonight. When we first started No Shade as a fundraiser, I really anticipated that if we made $1,000, I would have been over the top. And tonight, we were able to give his wife a check for $4,000 raised in 30 days. A lot to do with the generosity of so many of the people that live in the borough of Glen Ridge. So everybody's clean shaven again. Everybody's back to looking like they're supposed to look in the uniform.
Commissioner has its privileges.
Thank you very much, Chief. We're all very proud of the police department, and there was a lot to be commended in tonight's ceremony.
It was, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will mention that the police department returned the package that was stolen from our front porch, and we didn't even notice it was gone. They came to us a couple of days later, like, oh look, we returned the package. They apprehended the person who stole the packages, and then they returned the content to the people. And we didn't even notice. We were like, oh, there you go. That's great. Thank you.
So, Mr. Rojo, is there any new and unfinished business?
No, Mr. President.
Are there any additional comments of the public?
Hi, my name is Deborah Dine from 6 Laurel Place. I'm just here representing the people of Laurel Place, and I just wanted to thank everyone, Mr. Rohal, Councilwoman Morrow, the chief, and all of you for the great opportunity tomorrow night to meet alone with H2M. We're looking forward to it, and we're prepared. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if there are no further comments for the public, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. That was totally gratuitous. but-